We are live here at Smoking Barrel. We have live on our YouTube channel, Smoking Barrel Cigar Bar and Lounge. We have our Facebook page with the same name, and then we have Instagram with T Crocker going live. So if you guys join us, we'd love to have you here. We've got a great week. We have a special guest today. So John Smith's with us. How do you introduce John? He's a guy that loves women's feet. Selling women's apparel and feet footwear for 40 years. Loves the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you'll learn a lot more about him as we go along. But he dropped in today, so we invited him. Carolene's not here. Charlie, Mr. Diego Charlie was on the way. Traffic was backing him up. And then we have, of course, T. Crocker, a cigar pimp extraordinaire. Myself, Brian Huff, here at Smoking Barrel. So great to be here. We have a great pairing today. Charlie's going to talk about our bourbon pairing, which is the chicken cock. It tastes better than most chickens, but it's good. If you guys will like it. And it's different. The way it's done in the barrel and the finishing is really different. And then we have the Rocky Patel 60 Toro, which is kind of a long Toro, 6.5 inches, 52 ring gauge. But it's really great. It's a Nicaraguan. It's got a Mexican San Andres wrapper. It's a really great cigar. So it's going to get that chocolate flavor to it. So you guys will really like it. So John, what you been up to, man?
Not too much. Just still enjoying the cigar world. Great place here at Smoking Barrel. I've been here since the beginning. It's been like 3 years. I was one of the originals. Really excited. The place, Brian and the team have done a great job. It's a tribute to Mount Holly here. I think it's something that was needed. It's just a nice place, good people. And also, I think the most important thing is when you come in and you smoke a cigar, you have a drink. There's a reason why we do this. We enjoy it. People will say, well, why do you sit there and smoke a cigar? It's peaceful. It's a moment. You just sit around, you enjoy it, you think, you try to clear your mind. And that's what it's really about when you smoke cigars. It's like a style, lifestyle, so to speak, of the moment. Everything is captured by the moment, where you are. Brian T mentioned about it, whether or not you drink or not, but also just enjoy the cigar, enjoy the company of the people you're with. That's very important. And that's what about the ambiance is about cigars in a lounge like this. It's exciting and that's what it should be.
Well, thanks, John. I appreciate that. John was here during COVID, so we opened during COVID in August of 2020 officially, and so everybody, there were a lot of people who weren't working at that time. We were pretty much shut down.
We opened at 11 o'clock.
11. Because we had a lot of people would come in because they had nothing to do, and they would come in, and we were one of the only places open. And we were able to get open by offering food through food trucks and delivery and serve alcohol. So what else you gonna do during COVID but get out of the house, watch the TV, smoke a cigar, and enjoy some good drinks. So we got a good start that way. John, and we had a whole group that kind of started coming together. We had Ross Miller, Harry, I'm not even pronouncing your name, Harry, and then John, and then we had others that kind of came in on a regular basis. We all got to know each other kind of.
John Waters, Lane.
There you go, yeah.
A lot of professionals, retirees, everything, male and female. That's one thing I noticed in the cigar world. The age has changed considerably. It's because there's a lot of, Gen Xers are in their 20s that are starting to smoke cigars now. They enjoy it, they're learning. I think what also happens a lot of times is when they come into the humidor, everybody has to follow. They're all looking at the evaluations of different cigars. It's a thing. What they want. They're willing to try and test different things. I think the other thing that's changed that I noticed is that when women come in, they're not just always necessary. Never assume that they're buying cigars for their significant others. A lot of times they're smokers. They know what they want. Never assume that, like I said, that always ask them, what do you like first? And it's interesting because, like I said, everything has changed. The dynamics have changed in cigars. And I think that's important too. So there is a younger, a new generation. Obviously, everybody here does a great job on social media, and that's what you have to do. Make people aware of what you got. They do a great job on their Instagram page and their Facebook page is terrific. And you see different product. She puts out product when it gets in, and I think that makes people aware of it. And it's, like I said, cigars, there's so many variations. I mean, there's flavors, like we talked about, different types of ways. Flavors, like I said, but also just the quality. Just because a cigar is $25 doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you. I mean, there's good cigars, various price points, and you learn. And that's part of the fun of it.
Right. And I think the mystique too is a little bit there that where we're coming at with the popularity of not only cigars but also bourbon. We do offer a full bar. We have every imaginable drink you can have, and every liquor you can imagine. But we focus on in our podcast and in our what we do on Wednesdays on bourbon and whiskey. But if you notice, the popularity of the two have skyrocketed. In the last 10 years, cigars have gone up over 100% in sales. They're really. The interesting thing about it too, the supply and demand. Usually, we have to wait on backwards. We're talking about,
right?
But the price of cigars has really not changed a whole lot over the last several years. They have had some price increases lately. It's not because of labor. It's not really because of tobacco. It's about packaging. It's about
transportation.
And that's been more of a challenge. And it's, we're still facing remnants of COVID, and we may still face that for many years to come. And life has changed. And we got to admit, man, life has changed. You go into a Taco Bell. We got a new Taco Bell in Mount Holly. I do without Taco Bell. There are some people that they got to have Taco Bell, and I happen to be married to one.
Yeah.
She loves Taco Bell. So we've been to the Taco Bell twice. So if you have the mobile app, you don't have anybody working the cash register, right? You go in, you have a screen, or you do your mobile app, and you do it all yourself. This is COVID. There's not a lot of in dining. I mean, there is some seats in there, but you don't go in and dine there. And so many things have changed. But what hasn't changed, and what John, you were talking about, in our world, in the cigar world, we want to be comfortable, we want to sit, we want to have a conversation, and really talk. And I think as people get into cigars, they get into more of really why do you do it. I mean, I like the smell of cigars, but it's an acquired taste. So, but we do everything we can to keep this room smoke free. We just put in that fan up there, and you can tell the smoke is just going straight up. To keep it out. But the popularity in programs, movies, everybody who pours a drink, it used to be scotch, or it used to be a martini, or a gin and tonic, or whatever. Now it's a bourbon.
It's a bourbon,
right? And you watch Yellowstone. You watch any show other than Beth on Yellowstone, right? And she still drinks bourbon, but she'll have a martini. She'll drink anything, and everything. But the point I'm making is when people are pouring drinks on a movie, and I had my knee surgery, right? So I'm out 5 weeks. So what do? You watch TV. And I just started noticing every movie or every program, that's what they were drinking. It was something dark. They've had Bullet on Yellowstone. It's the first time I've been able to recognize the bottle. It was on one of the episodes.
Yeah, Yellowstone's affected a lot of things. Brian had mentioned, I've been in the women's footwear industry for 40 years, and Western footwear has slowed down, women's footwear, and I have accounts all through the Southeast, major Western stores. I've sold, I know these people forever, and I asked them one time when I was in the last 6 months, I said, why did Western come on so strong lately? This is fashion, right? And the reason was Yellowstone had a huge effect on everything. Just saying, Charles, how are you, sir? Good to see you, buddy. So, little things like that. You see the advertising and the marketing for bourbon, footwear, everything like that. The media thing is there. There's all these different types of shows. I think, like I said, people are starting to understand a little more. But it's not for everybody. But again, I think if you try, enjoy, take your time. That's the best advice I can give to anybody when you're coming in. I used to get a lot of people who come in and they may buy 4 or 5 cigars, and I always tell people, try 4 or 5 different ones until you reach that point where you're very comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. You do different prices. There's all the different flavors. I think that's important. And the offer here, there's the selection is here at Smoke and Barrel. So you have that opportunity to come in here and try different things and enjoy the moment while you're here. I think that's the biggest thing. Whether you're here for 15 minutes, a half hour, 2 hours, or whatever, you have to enjoy it. And I think it's the opportunity is here. You just take advantage of it and enjoy the rest of the moment while you're here.
But also, when we started 3 years ago, I was new to cigar smoking. Carmen had suggested a leaving oak day, but it was great that you guys were here and you kind of through that, and I started getting the variety packs. I would order them, and then once we opened the bar, obviously I would do my own variety pack, and just try everything. I started out with a Connecticut wrapper, a very mild cigar. Now my palate is medium to full. That's where I'm at. But I'll find that the Hoya de Monterey Torcedor, for instance, is probably medium, less, but it has so much flavor. So you don't, you learn not to limit yourself and just, hey, I just need a light cigar. I want a dark cigar. I want a big cigar. You're going to get more power to the punch in a smaller cigar because it's packed in there. It's going to be more. What you need, Charles? You need a cutter and a lighter. Charlie's trying to recruit. He's trying to get in from traffic right now.
I think it was
big ice cube or little ice?
Big.
There
was one last night.
Yeah.
This was on last night.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Thanks so much.
I think today was probably one too.
When we talk about the flavors of the cigars too, you also have to be cautious about that. When we say flavors, it's not like when you go to a 7-Eleven and get a vanilla latte or some French vanilla. It's not that overpowering flavor. It's smoothness that when you finish your cigar, your taste is equal all the way through. It's a smooth smoke. It's not an overpowering. When we say flavor, don't think that like I said, it's going to be this real sweet. There are those cigars, but it's how you finish your smoke all the way through. The most important thing for me is when I finish a cigar, I feel the same way from the minute I light it, and then when the minute I finish it, I feel the same way about it. It's just a great smoke all the way through. And I think that's really important.
It is, and we sell a good many flavored cigars that people who are new to cigar smoking will try. Obviously, the Fat Bottom Betty, that's the biggest seller around. I don't know anybody else sells them. But you got the Acid, the Bach, they're all made by the same estate. I think they cornered the market on that area. I mean, there's some good. We've got the Esteban Carreras flavored stuff in them, and it's good. But we've got some of the Mac espressos, lattes. Those are all good. But it gets them started. They kind of come in and go, all right, we're good. So, Charles, what do you know about chicken cock?
It is. I don't know a lot about it.
Well, we're gonna find out today together.
Yeah, this is 90 proof, but there's a couple different versions of this. I mean, you see this is the 90. It's a pretty light, and I want to say it's out of the distillery, and I think they actually owned by Bardstown Burger.
Oh, really?
Because I think Bardstown Burger there was a quiet little deal that they acquired.
Bardstown. now, it's closed down.
Yeah.
It was the famous old brand in the cotton clubs, the speakeasy.
Yes.
So it's been around longer than you think.
They've been doing distills that way.
Well, they died off after World War II. They've just now come back, so it's been reintroduced to the market.
When you look at the color, it's a light, but it's a lighter. It's a 90 proof lighter. Very, very thin, but it has a good flavor.
It does. That's what I was looking up. The barrels that.
This is I just believe that's so I got noticed chocolate right off.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it's just bad.
John, back to what you were saying about cigar change. You said that podcast. That was one demographic for cigar smokers is the female market. I'm in this lifestyle. The more I'm learning, and the more diverse this lifestyle becomes. I tell people all the time, they see me as a diversity training at your job. They need to send the people that teach diversity class, tell them to come to a cigar lounge and see what they
See what they do. That's a good point. Absolutely.
So, I get asked all the time at work. See, every time I see you on Instagram, you got a cigar in your hand. And I tell them, I smoke cigars and drink bourbon, so I'm going to hell out of But I'm trying to tell them, cigars is about cigar smoking and conversation.
It does look pretty, like when you look at
No
her
matter where you go,
photos, she did a great
you
job.
walk into a cigar lounge, you never know somebody. And I had to happen to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they put cigars. I went over there one day just to visit, just before I came here
Right.
to visit. And there was some guys sitting there, and they were watching something on TV about. No, it wasn't any of that.
Not that day.
Not that. It was the knives. I remember the knives, iron bullets.
Oh yeah.
And those guys, they were watching and they started talking. I was just sitting there in front of the cigars.
Right.
And one guy was like, no, man, that one ain't gonna work. It's still stirring. They was conversating about it. So I got interested. I said, well, how y'all know it's not gonna work? So they started telling me how,
So the link that it
where
was
they
right
made
before I
it
got
and
cut.
everything. So I got really leaning. Anybody
That fall
say
across
anything?
my hairbrush, I was
I
like,
got
I
the
literally
thing. I said,
have
hey guys, I'm gonna go.
this much
Why
of
you
fucking
leave?
grown out roots. Where
Stay
is
a
it
while.
going?
It was like, you coming back? I was like,
I don't know where it goes.
one day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You go to any cigar lounge in the United States of America and just sit down and start smoke your cigar.
It's amazing the growth of the cigar places in America.
Right.
There are so many, and it addresses what we were just talking about, the change in the demographics. I think the other thing too that I find interesting. I mean, I'm 70 years old, so I'm not a cigarette smoker. It's not like people are quitting smoking cigarettes and going to cigars. That's not the way it works. People enjoy it, obviously you're not inhaling, but people are smoking cigars for the pleasure. They're enjoying the moment, like I said before. So it's nothing to do with cigarettes. Most people that smoke cigars quit. Some of them have quit, they have quit cigarettes. But a lot of times people are just enjoying it, looking for another outlet. And this is one of them. They're finding it relaxed. A lot of people take them at home. I mean, everybody, it's funny. All four of us can sit here, talk to people, ourselves included. I mean, very few people smoke in the house, of course. You know why that. But everybody's out on the patio. They take cigars home. A lot of guys, men and women, have built sort of man caves out in their garage where they can smoke. So it's like I said, it's almost like I don't say maybe a cottage trade industry where it's all a part of it. I mean, you have a lounge like here, or you know, you get your cigars and you take them home, and then after work or stuff like that, they come in, they buy cigars, they take their. Not everybody wants to sit in the bar, you know, like this. And you know, they're more comfortable, but they'll buy the cigars and they'll take them home and they'll smoke them after work in the evening. So I think that's part of all, like I said, the whole package is as a result. So like I said, it's really interesting. And as T said, the demographics have changed considerably, and I think that's what's important for the growth. You know, like I said, things have changed. We talked about earlier about how, you know, it's been tough with the COVID and stuff like that. People want something. You know, they want to be happy. So this is what it takes. Not everybody. It's not for everybody. But you know, it's one way that, you know, it's like an outlet, so to speak. It is for me.
I couldn't agree more. I found myself in that. I used to, and I still have. I mean, I bring them
What time is
home.
it?
Not the massive humidors that you guys folks have. You know, you, but I just small at home. But here, you know, here's what I find is interesting about. And I used to occasionally. I mean, I'll break one out and go on the back porch on the patio and have. I found that I just don't enjoy it as much as I do coming to. And I knew why, because I'm sitting on the patio alone.
By yourself.
And this is
Literally go.
it's this, like
Right.
we're having a cigar, we're having conversations about whatever it is, and so I mean, I still do occasionally, but very, very. I mean, I just don't.
So where?
Your place and sit on the front porch and listen to you and a couple of guys, right? Again, it's social, it's right. Now, bourbon, I accept that's just bourbon all day. That ain't no problem with that.
So
But,
Okay, then that was another option.
Well, that's true, you know. I mean, I live right down the street. My humidor's right there.
yeah.
That's a big one. But no, I will occasionally smoke by myself on the front porch. When the weather's really nice, it's at night, I want to go out there and do it. But normally it's if a movie can come over, or a girl there, or someone's there, you know, we just want to hang out on the front porch and people be, when they go by, you know, got the fans
It's a
going.
small town feel.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I enjoy that. It's just relaxing, just sitting on the bourbon.
Well, I do it at the hot hour. You know, I go out on the front porch, wait for the deer to come out, and I go surprise the other week.
But I don't know.
Cold. Yeah.
They scare me. I think the other thing too that's happened is that, I mean, I hate to go back into the generational thing, so to speak, but as I mentioned before, my age, I mean, I've been a salesman all my life, and you know, the bar was your social scene, right? You went to a bar, you had a bar, you hung out. Not everybody, don't get me wrong, but the fact is, now the generational, nobody talks. I mean, we all grew up where when you went to a place like this, you talked to each other. Everybody wasn't on their phone. Right? I guess if I had one thing that I wish would be possible to do was like cut out all cell phones when you're in a place so that everybody can just talk. You know, and that's part of what we mentioned before about why cigar smoking lounges and things like this are important, because you can't. Do we all have our phones? Absolutely. But we're not sitting there constantly, you know, looking at it. You know, you want to talk. It doesn't work all the time, but I think it's important as far as an aspect, a social aspect, people talk to each other. You know, whatever your politics are, doesn't matter. It's just you're out and you're enjoying. Nobody's looking at their phone constantly. You know, of course, that's easier said than done.
Well, you try to get away. You try to relax. You try to, I don't have that luxury, but I try not to, especially in a conversation. You know, unless it's I gotta have it. You know, it's my wife or it's, you gotta do it.
I mean, there are important things.
Yeah, but all in all, you try to avoid that. You just focus on what the other person's saying. I will tell you guys, if you haven't met John Smith, John remembers conversations like
50 years ago.
details. Okay? Now, I am not near as good as John in remembering aspects. Like if you tell me your wife's name, you may have to do it a couple times. The way that I remember John's wife's name is I met her. That was the easiest way for me. I met her. What I'll do is, once I hear it, Pam, I'll go in and put Charles Pam in my phone so that I always associate that and I learn it. But John can tell you where I played high school ball, what sports I played, the girls
What game he was in.
right, how
What
many
bar
tackles he was at, you know, when he made a fool of himself at the Aloha Bowl. I mean, he can tell you things about me just from just sitting 2.5, 3 years ago. We were sitting and talking every day. I mean, we were in here every day,
Yeah.
7 days a week for months.
And everybody has a common thread. Find a common thread. That doesn't have to be fancy. Everybody's, I know a lot of people that don't care less about sports and things like that. So you just have to find, you talk to people.
Ours is
Pros. They call them pros. It's fun that way. That's how you get to meet.
Yes.
Not everybody.
That's the guy. That's the guy they want to talk. Sound like he's called up. John is a good listener, but he does. We all talk. But it's good. But with John and I, there's a lot of sports. He's from Pittsburgh. We have a lot of Pittsburgh former players that come in here on a fairly regular basis. So we kind of have that going for us. Hey, Dave. So but it could be bourbon. It could be, what's happening with TSA if the team wants to talk about it. It's just whatever you have in common.
You find a level somehow.
Yeah.
And that's, not everybody can do that. I've always been, I sold cars. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything. I can sell, the old saying, the cliches, sell ice and Eskimo. You just talk to people, find out. And then you judge, people by, some people don't want to talk. Just walk away. So they get judged. Comfort level. Feel comfortable. And, I ask everybody their name. I don't remember. If you do it initially, I don't remember. 5 minutes later, like we just said, what we talked about earlier, Brian talked about, I might forget like 5 minutes later, but you make the effort. That's very far. I used to remember everybody's name. Now,
Hey, you're getting old.
that's
Well, one aspect that I really come to really enjoy about cigar lounges, we all mentioned it a little bit, but you don't know anybody who come in, but the busy nights are nights that we have seats available. Or people who are here will just, hey, y'all can sit here, have a conversation about the end of the night.
introduce yourself.
Yeah, and it's not just, some people don't want that. I mean, that's fine. But most people will sit down and they'll have a conversation and get to meet somebody new. And everybody here is welcoming. I think I have one guy that, doesn't like people sitting in his section. So, quote, unquote, his section. But that's, but that's uncommon, but he's very nice. He is a very nice guy. He's like his face,
That's a different conversation.
Takes all kinds, right?
Be quiet.
sounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the crack.
Well, and, you know, honestly, there are times I don't need to be in. Because when I'm here, and it's a good thing, people come by, everybody will say hello, everybody will talk, and that's good. I appreciate that. But there are times we all have to have a little me time. And you just, you're like, well, I just need to be with my wife, or I just need to be with my dogs, or just chill. But everybody has it. You know, 9 times out of 10, I'm good. Yeah. That's my boy. Guinness is my dog.
One time though, I said this is an old school phrase. You're a saloon keeper. Okay. When you grow up in Pittsburgh, there's all kinds of bars and clubs. There's a Polish club, there's an Elks club, there's an Eagles club, there's a we all grew up. I grew up in St. Anthony's in Greenville, Pennsylvania. I still have a membership there from 50 years ago. But that's, you know, that's part of it. What Brian has done and everything like that. The staff, I think that's important to make you feel comfortable. And like I said, it's just it's part of it. It's a slice of life.
But it's hard to be a whale. I mean, to be honest, if you put what we have into this, you know, it's hard not to be. But I firmly believe that if you put an ownership in your staff, you can them the autonomy to work. These are adults. I work with great people. We have great staff. They've been there a long time. You know, they are the reason people come back, not me. They and the experience that we give them. You know, I want to provide a welcoming environment for everybody. Everybody
That's
knows.
not just if people do want to feel comfortable. They know that you'll do. You know, that's important. Hey, I know this guy. You know this place. You know, we all talk. We go to places, restaurants, someplace else. Yeah, Smoking Barrel. Oh yeah, they were really good. The guy Brian, the guy that owns it, came up to me. People remember it, especially.
Yeah, they want to know you at the door. They want to know you when they're trying to get in the door.
Right. That part. Yeah. Hey, I know the owner, man. Let me in. Yeah, hey, it happens in the marriages all the time. And I try to tell people that doesn't hold. No one the mayor and call them up and say, hey, the mayor said, thank you. Because the staff is trying to work with you, and I tell them, do not give me preference. Just like this bill, I said, the worst thing you can do is to treat me differently. Because then the scrutiny is wrong. And I said, I don't want that. I want to be treated just like anybody else, but my family. If you get pulled over, you get a ticket. I'm not going to intervene. That's on you. You know, and I end up paying for your insurance, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a double-edged sword. So I tell people, you know, here's a guy, you can call him. I really wouldn't call and say, well, the mayor told me to call you. It's not beneficial. And
Some people would.
oh, it happened 2 weeks ago. But it's one of those situations that I think people perceive it differently than it actually is. And in this day and time, government is so scrutinized. We have social media. You have to be above reproach so much that you end up almost seeming cool. You know what I mean? Like cold. And that's not intentional. It's just, it is the way it has to be. I had a guy come to me one time, and he wanted to build a development in Holly, so he wanted to meet with me. So we meet, and he's got some past issues. And his attorney was there, and the real estate guy was there. And I said, do you want this to pass? He said, yes. I said, okay. First of all, you don't need to be talking to the council. I'm just tell you that right now. I said, these two guys get it. They need to follow everything the city has told you to do. And they need to present it because your past grudge, or however you want to put it, is going to come across. And that is not going to be helpful. nobody cares. I mean, at the end of the day, we all care about people, but I don't care what happened 2 months ago because we're trying to do something going forward. And I said, you need to be out of it. And that's hard for some people to hear, but I said, at the end of the day, that I'm not going to give you special treatment. That's the worst thing I can do for both of us. You know, and everybody, both of us. Oh, it would. There's no doubt. So you have to stay above board. It's like the homeowners association sends me a check every election. I always go back to them. I don't want your money. I have to stay objective. If I get your money, and this is only true of small town politics. I mean, if you're somebody raising millions of dollars and have to run these up, I mean, that's different. You won't turn away a whole lot of people. But I do, for the simple principle of how much building we have going on in our town, I cannot be perceived as, you know.
We could go into conversation about a mayor down the road, just a little different approach.
How's that working out?
Yeah, how'd that work out? Not too good.
I was watching, I know we're getting off topic. We do this occasionally. I want our viewers to know why I like to do this. Is because we're living what we talk about. If you aren't there watching us right now, this is what we do. This is how it is to converse together. And it does. Well, it does. Now, I'm watching American Hustle. Y'all seen that movie? What a great movie. You know, and they got the mayor there, and he's, you know, trying to get the casinos built, and Atlantic City, and all this is going on. And, you know, a lot of those lessons have transformed forward to today. And, you know, are there still people out there doing stuff? Yes. Yeah.
When there's growth like this, explosion is all kinds of things.
I don't personally know about it, but I know, you know, people they don't do things. But in all those movies, the 70s, the 80s, they're able to smoke anywhere. What are they smoking? Cigars.
It's like, oh,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are some of those cigarettes. Those were more in the 50s and 60s. Then the cigarettes started getting a bad name. So then they switched over to cigars. You watch a Bond film,
everybody.
shaking, not stirring.
So the wife is almost very basic.
Oh,
And everybody is firing up cigarettes. One, I mean, you know, everybody. So things like the guy that played Paul Brady.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper.
And you just see them all. And the restaurants, you know, I don't remember back when.
Airlines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was getting ready to bring it up.
Even on the airline, right? Yeah.
Row 5 to row 11 was smoking. There's 25 rows here to 2 cylinder.
Yeah, why even have a section? Everybody's smoking that cigarette with you, I know.
At the time, because, you know, at the time, I was working back to early days, mid-70s to late 70s. I was living. But today, I'm glad. I'm glad we don't do that. You know, sitting in the movie theater, like,
Oh, yeah. And they're dumping their, the thing about it is interesting when you just mention that, you see the movies, whatever. Everybody's flicking their butts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're not looking at the ashtrays, we're outside.
I'm watching Andy Griffith the other day.
Yeah.
Andy's having a smoke on the front porch.
Yeah, they dropped
Drops
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different world. I mean, I grew up, my dad worked for Eastern Airlines. He closed the last airline, the last Eastern Airlines, he closed the door in Charlotte, Mid-Lake. He was the last employee to leave Charlotte Airport for Eastern. So we flew from the time I was 6 months old until then. And I remember walking in and it'd just be there'd be a cloud of smoke hanging over that stuff, you know, and plane, and you walk through it. I grew up in a house of smokers. You know?
On the kitchen table.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. My sister was 10 years older. well into later life. And I told him, I said, if you want my job, what's your house? And I said, I can walk in this house and go. I got asked when I was 30. And I grew out of it. I'm in But, you know, there are people out there right now. What are they thinking? They're smoking a cigar. You're getting a cigarette smoke. What's the difference? It's a hell of a big difference. You know, in people's mind, they don't maybe see that. There's no carcinogens in this. This is pure tobacco.
You don't.
And you don't inhale.
Yeah.
Now, there are those. And God bless them. That ain't me. That is as Carol Lee says, that's a self-correcting problem. You can only do it one time. I did it on the podcast one day, accidentally. I was trying to show them how to retro hill, and I went in too deep. I was seeing stars for about 20 minutes.
The other thing too that's interesting, generational thing is we've had cell phones for maybe 30 years. People don't realize that when we would, as a business person, would travel, you get off of any airport, there was a bank of 50 phones. Everybody, businessmen, businesswomen, that get off, they go right to the phone to get their messages. You didn't have the cell phone. I mean, it was quite,
Well, it was like dating.
Yeah.
We started dating. My wife and I started dating in 1984. There were no cell phones. You were supposed to be home at a certain time. If you're going to be late, you couldn't call.
Yeah.
You'd be running hard to get there. You couldn't stop and go to a payphone. I wouldn't go stop. You know.
And in those days, too, in the early days, the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, probably even to the 80s, you got a payphone here in Mount Holly. It would cost you to call extra. You might have to put 60 cents in the phone just to call a mile away if it wasn't in that area. And it used to be,
Let me tell you about small town. Small town. Growing up, we had Jones Brothers grocery store. We had a butcher shop. Everybody who went to high school worked at Jones Brothers at one time or another. We had a taxi service. There was one lady with a station, and she would park at the front of Jones Brothers, and there was a payphone. And the only way she knew she needed to go get a roast was to answer that payphone, and she would go pick somebody up. That's small town right there.
and the delivered groceries.
Yeah. Well, when I left in '86, we had 3,200 people. Today we have 20,000. So it's a little different. But we're still a small town compared to a lot of other towns. It's wrapped around us in Charlotte.
It's like he just mentioned, the growth here, like he mentioned, like 40 years ago, there was 3,500 people, now there's over 20,000. It's also reflected in the businesses that you're doing here. People, there's more and more people that are looking for an outlet, looking to come out, talk, see a place like this.
We got a great alert.
It's all about stuff.
We got a great alert.
I'm gonna have to jump in on this one. You know, normally I don't make a on camera, but I have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luther Ross.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Oh my Lord. How you doing, man? Oh, gosh. You got babies. Soft love right
It is soft love. The wife's been out of town for a while too. Luther came in with a smile today. The other day, I'm like, Luther, you okay? I'm okay, man. Tanya's been out of town in Atlanta for a couple days. Yeah.
I feel better now.
Looks good now. He's happy. But hey, what a good cigar, man. That's solid. You know, one of the knocks on this cigar, so I read about it on Cigar Aficionado. 92. Cigar Aficionado. And, you know, everything we said about chocolate, all that same. They said an uneven burn. I have not seen it.
So I'm not gonna stay.
Y'all, mine is burned perfect all the way down. Now, I don't know when that will be done.
Don't you normally
Obviously,
take a thing together?
things are perfected.
Depends on what
This has been,
it is. I know everything from Tyler.
now, John really
Let's
had
sign it
planned
so
on
he
being
can-
on the cast today. He had already purchased a Esteban Carreras cast.
But it don't use
Which is an
I used to have mine.
This don't feel like a Marvin.
Kind of does.
But no, he was smoking that, so he's not talking about our cigar. But no, it's a great smoke. I think, maybe this is under it a little bit.
Blood pressure medicine. It's a years, but
Yeah, very
the center for
You know what, really is,
that's not
I
good for black people. So one day I'm sitting at the office, man, I took my blood pressure medicine. Start feeling my lips tingling. My lips are
That's
like,
weird. You like
both of them. I went to my office there, PA there, so I went to talk to her. She said, stop taking it. Don't take it anymore. Try to get into your doctor's office. The doctor said the same thing. Not take it anymore because it will close up your airway.
It's not my grandma.
Say what?
It's not my grandma. Like that every first time you ever have a good hospital.
what is it,
She
Rob?
was already she get they gave me because of her age. Her blood pressure went up. This age, you let it up. You need to keep it. Dropped it. I forgot what it was. Whatever it was, just dropped it. Almost took it out.
Your blood pressure normal. You said this blood pressure because you did too low. That makes sense.
Right, but when you go see the doctor, everybody knows
I'm going to go get spicy.
and they can
Or maybe I'm going,
sign it
maybe
in.
I'm going to and so you kind of put that in.
Balance.
So what do you having here? What are you having for your
Young fellow.
That's how you think about it. I don't get that. I don't really, when I'm on weed or I like the salt. Typically, I can get almost any of those bourbons about any cigar. They lighter, the lighter.
Travis,
Maybe the style.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's been, really mild for 80.
Hey,
Good, how are you?
good. First time here?
Yeah, it is.
You gotta put it on the schedule, make it happen.
This is great.
No, we got rid of that. Regular podcast. Wednesday podcast.
It's all, you just have to play with it. It's have fun.
That's it. Wait, talking about the Elwood cigar, the wine pairings.
Oh, yes, so we got back here all day.
Cabernet, full body.
I think you're going to get some of those. And I think I'm going to go back and give you what I think is 90% of the good man. I looked up there and I said, oh, they got Weller Special Shirts. They're going to get Weller Special Shirts and then go get a cigar and then they're going to get their favorite cigar. And I don't think they will. I think usually they may say, I like this cigar with that burn.
Oh, like it's not a
Think about dinner. We had steaks. I bring out a nice burger. I wasn't going, okay. I also brought out my son, got his caramel cigars from La Aurora in the Dominican. So we shared those, brought those out, so it's perfect. We drank it, smoked it, we ate the steak, but it it wasn't light, I went, oh, this is going to be good with the steak, and this is good with that. It worked out.
You bought the house.
It worked out. But that was a, you know, and here's where we made a mistake. A couple nights before we had a steak burger with the food and Tom called us all the way.
We all love it there now.
Girlfriend had was from Japan. She went over there. That's where they distributed. And so she got some on it. But we had this one first, and it was for the 106.
The black,
The Boss.
116.
So the Boss Hog is 116. So we had that first, and then we had the Blanton's Black, which is like 80.
So
It was, you didn't do the Blantons.
it erased each
just,
other.
It,
They
well,
erased
it erased the Blantons.
Yeah.
It was like drinking water,
Yeah.
to be honest. So I've got to go back and just drink the Blantons by itself.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, because that we did a disservice to the Blantons. Which,
And that's also reflective of the palate. Everybody's got a different palate, like we're talking about. Yeah.
That's I talk about that so much about when we do tastings. When I talk about education for both, what I like and pair with is different than you and you and you. I give you suggestions on where you might want to go and think about it, but and there's folks that enjoy cocktails with their cigars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, old fashions are easy. Old fashioned, I don't know that you can not pair that with about
with anything. It just depends on the underlying bourbon.
The bourbon.
You know, I had old fashions with Buffalo Trace last night, but I would much rather have a Knob Creek Rye. It's going to be a little spicier. It's going to give me a little more punch.
Yeah.
But you know, last night it was kind of easy going. I
Yeah.
just want to sip it and go on. But
And the other day, Monday, she did the old fashioned, smoked it.
yeah,
So did the smoking on it, which adds another
I'm
flavor.
not the rye. I don't like the flavor. I don't like the sweetness from a rye. I just never acquired that taste.
I'm more of a rye guy. He's a weeded guy. I'm gonna tell you, when I got out of my surgery, I went 2 weeks on pain medicine, week and a half or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't drinking. I wouldn't have anything. First thing I went through is a single barrel reserve Knob Creek, 9-year, and 120 proof. And man, it was beautiful.
Wow.
It was phenomenal.
Go about a week and a half, 2 weeks without having any alcohol, and you went right to that.
Yes, sir. And I had two glasses. I had 2 glasses of it. And that was it.
You
That
didn't
was
need no
it.
pain meds that night.
No, we were done.
You
No
relaxed,
more
you
pain
right?
meds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been looking at that. Like, it's in my cabinet, and I'd go in my office to work, and I'd look up there and I go, when I'm able to drink one, that's the one I'm having right there. I picked it out as I went along. So, guys, big announcement. March 20th, we are having a bourbon event.
Boom. Here we go.
We got Charles, we got Troy. Before Charles got here today, so this will be news to Charles, we're looking at partnering with 119 North Main Thai and Sushi,
Nice.
catering the event.
Wow. That'll be fun. That's that. Never had the food with that.
That'll be interesting pairing with
That's-
the sushi.
If we have it was mentioned a spiced or smoked salmon sushi with a smoked. Maybe we do old fashions that night. Maybe we don't. I don't know. We'll come up with the menu. We'll come up with everything. But that's going to happen. We're going to get this communicated out. We're narrowing it down. So we got about 3 weeks here, and it's going to be a great event.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
It'll be a lot of
That's
fun.
gonna be
So we got an Ashton event coming up to be decided. We've got Charlotte Cigar Week. We've got Queen City Cigar Week, and that's in April and May respectively. A lot going on. So we got tons going on here. We've got the Shamrock and the Hooligan getting ready to be rolled out. It is in the humidor. We got more this year, guys. So we're gonna have more for you to get. Last year we sold out in less than a week. So we ordered more. As soon as it came out, we got our pre-order in. So we're ready to go. We got a big LFD delivery coming in. The box is only 21 pounds. We got a lot of LFD delivered. Been on back order forever. So it's coming in. No bulls. Sorry, guys. No bulls.
Oh, well.
We're still trying to get some more bulls in, but the rest of it's coming in. We got the chapter 1s, chapter 2s. We got the 500s, the 600s. So it's, the chisel, Maduros. So we got all that coming in.
Airbender coming.
Huh?
Airbender.
Airbender? Yeah, we got the Airbender coming in.
Variety is a spice of life.
Man, I'm
With
saying,
cigars.
kudos to you guys. You guys do a great job on bringing in product. You always, there's something rolling in. You guys, I guess T has a little something on that, and maybe
Keep it coming.
I love T's question. What question do I love the most?
How much do we need?
How much do we need? Now, you put somebody in charge of a humidor, and she's asking you how much we need. I always say, what do we need? What do we out of? What do we have to order? If you don't have it, you can't sell it. If you can't sell it, people are going to go somewhere else.
They're gonna go somewhere
You
else.
got to keep it stocked.
right.
It's just like bourbon. You got to continually push
Stay
to
on top.
get the better bourbons, the better whiskeys, the better. We got Johnny Walker Blue. We've got, we've got better scotches. We got a 15-year Macallan. We've got, but you also got the Casamigos. You got the 1492 Don Julio. You got right down to Lunazol and the tequila. So
So just know, at some point
get a
we
new
can
cigar
do a tequila.
He never smoked it.
no, we can't.
And I tell
We
you,
can.
Brian can't.
don't open
You can
it
do whatever you
until I
want.
put 'em in the fish.
Okay, got you.
So I love my wife's
Yeah,
husband,
changed.
and I love my wife,
I got you. Okay.
and we have a deal.
Okay.
Brian doesn't drink tequila.
Okay. But we can do a tequila tasting without Brian,
Hey,
Without tea.
without tea. We all
Let's-
can stand there and watch. Just
let's make this very, very clear. Brian loves tequila. You put it on some ice, you make it really cold. I will drink it all night. That's the problem. Tequila metabolizes. It takes 30 minutes for tequila to metabolize in your body, for your liver to process it. And by that time, you're already 2 more in than you should be. And then it goes boom. No more. I'm allowed 1 a year.
all right.
I wish I
tried,
could.
folks.
I don't drink tequila and I don't drink vodka. The only vodka I drink is Grey Goose.
Tasting is not drinking.
I drink Grey
Yeah.
Goose Martini, dirty, blue cheese stuffed olives,
Yes, I love that.
2. Because after that, somebody get naked.
Again,
That part.
Sipping the tequila.
this right here, you'll never unsee that.
I'm trying to unsee that right now. Oh,
I'm
All
just
right.
saying.
gotta go cleanse my ears.
All right, guys, great session. John, so glad you were here today.
Man,
Thanks for coming
good to see
by.
you, John.
Thank you.
Charles,
Big announcement.
yes.
So, big announcement in the cigar world. Alec Bradley has been purchased by General Cigars.
There we go.
Scandinavian International to be specific.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it could be either General or Forge that it falls under eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, big announcement. That was a $72 million deal, I think. That's a big deal. That's a lot. So Alec Bradley does not make their cigars. Placencia, I want to say, makes 80% of
80% of them.
Alec Bradley cigars. So Alec Bradley's a great quality cigar. It's a great company. It's a great family. Been in the business for years, but yeah, that is big now.
Yeah.
T, thank you. Charles, thank you. John, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, guys, have a great week. We'll see you again next Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. And just like we do on the news, you go,